And I'll set us up on Facebook. Let's see here.
As soon as you set it up, I'll share it. So let me log in.
Thank you. And it'll be on my personal page.
Okay.
Here we go.
I have so much to do, and I've just been taking time.
I stayed up a long time last night doing prepping for a presentation I did today. I'm gonna sleep so good tonight.
That's a good thing.
Sleep so good tonight.
How's your husband doing?
He's doing really well. He's doing well. I'll tell him you asked.
Please.
And did you, well, I'll tell you later. I don't know when this thing starts. All right, I'm going live.
Okay.
Let's see when it pops up. All right, we are up and live. Hello, everybody. Thank you for joining us. We're back from a brief hiatus, but we are back. There's been a whole lot of travel and everything else going on these first few weeks of the year, and we settled now into February, and we are back with our Tuesday night Facebook Live chats for real women. My name is Dr. Trenace Richardson. We're a few minutes early, so we give you an opportunity before we get started at 8 to share this out with someone. You have joined the Real Women Chat, and it's your opportunity to get a sneak peek into a real conversation with some real women. We have an amazing conversation in store for you tonight, and we'll only be on for about 30 minutes or so, so you want to make sure that you share it and that you tune in. I'm doing my sharing now. You have about 3 good minutes to share as well. Share this out with someone. Thank you for joining us tonight. And make sure that you say hello to us. Let us know that you're here. As you know, this is going to be more of a conversation with you. We don't keep this a one-way monologue. We really try to engage you with questions as we are having a conversation with whomever we're interviewing. So we would love for you to participate with us and talk to us while we're sharing. I think I'm done with my shares, and I'm looking forward to, there we go. I got 2 more shares to do, and I'm looking for you to share. Make sure you say hello to us. Let us know that you're here, and we would love to start this conversation with you all tonight. All right, I have done all my sharing, and I'm looking. I see more folks of you are sharing. Hello, say hello to me. Let me know that you're here. I'm looking for the comments so that I can make sure I respond to you all when you comment. All right, I'm gonna get started a little early because we have a whole lot to do. Hey there, Joy. Hi, Tanisha. Hey, Tisha. Hey, Jessica. Come on in. Don't forget to like us and love us. We really want to share this conversation with you. Hey, Danielle, we want to give you a real sneak peek into the real kind of conversations that we're having at Real Women. Let me tell you, Real Women exist to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And it is my sincere honor to be able to bring sister circles to women across the country and abroad. And so we have monthly sister circles that happen on a regular basis in the DC, Maryland, Hampton Roads, and Northern Virginia area. You can go to our website at realwomenrock.org to check us out there, realwomenrock.org. We have several opportunities for you all throughout the month to sit down with us in a circle so that we can support you in your personal growth and development. But even if you are not in the DC, Maryland, and Virginia area, we have an all-access membership that gives you benefits that are virtual. That means you have sisters across the country and abroad. We've gained sisters in Okinawa, Japan recently. And so we are all across the United States and abroad, and we are coming together as sisters to grow. And it's a safe space, no judgment. We really are there as a safe space. Hey, y'all. And somebody's saying hello to Karen. They know you're here, Karen. I cannot wait to share a little bit about this special guest that we have with us today. All of the women that we bring you are real women doing amazingly real things in the world. And tonight is no different. So I hope that you have shared. Our theme for tonight is how to be recognized for the work you do. And that's a broad theme because there's so much that we could talk to this amazing woman about. And we're going to try to get to as much of it as we possibly can in these 30 minutes. And so we hope that you'll share this out. Remember to go to realwomenrock.org, and then we'll make sure that Karen shares her information with you before this is over, because you can go there and find our calendar of events from week to week. We have sister circles that are coming up over these next couple of weeks. We've got the 4th Saturday of the month in Hampton Roads, Virginia, and Baltimore, Maryland. And then the very first weekend of March, we have our Charles County, Maryland Sister Circle. So go and check us out. As we get started, we hope that you've shared. I see all of the hellos. We're ready to engage. Hi, Sharon. So good to see you. All right. Hi, cousin. How are you? Good to see you. Here we go. So I had the pleasure of, we have so many mutual friends, both sisters and brothers in common. And so I had the pleasure of being aware of the work of this amazing woman long before I had the opportunity to connect with her personally. But in having the opportunity to connect with her personally, I have attended some of her workshops and seminars. She is a strategist. She is a media mogul. She has appeared on and hosted several of your favorite media talk shows and news programs. She is a leadership mentor, a thought leader, and it is just no one better that we could talk with tonight other than Karen Maria Alston. And she is out of all of those things. I am just so elated to be able to say that she is the founder and CEO of the Spectrum Circle, because this is her opportunity to really just allow women to shine. She pours into women who are in business and entrepreneurship, and then she gives them a platform and an opportunity to shine. And so I'm not going to say all of it because I want you to be able to share your nuggets, but I want to say thank you so much for honoring us with your presence tonight, Karen. If you wouldn't mind saying hello to everybody and just saying a little bit more about who you are. I had to brag on you first.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm going to tear up. First of all, thank you. Hello, everyone, for tuning in, and those who will watch after it's long recorded and we've moved on to another day or another week or another month. First of all, it is my purpose to share who I am and to share what I have learned with other women. And the deeper I get into my purpose, the more I realize that women aren't given spaces to shine. We're only given space to shine when we are beautiful or we have a great body. That's the only time the world gives us accolades. And if you notice, when you go on people's social media, the word we describe women is always beautiful, pretty. It's always something about their looks or their body. We never give women spaces to be themselves.
Say that.
And so the deeper I get into my purpose of sharing stories and allowing women to share who they are, I'm seeing the trauma and the damage that we cause each other because we only spotlight our physical attributes and not our whole selves and everything. And there's nothing wrong with being beautiful. This isn't a negative on being beautiful. This is that we're all beautiful.
Yeah.
No matter what the world says. And so it is my purpose to create spaces for women to share who they are. And I've spent a lot of time thinking about that and why it's valuable and why places like Real Women and the Spectrum Circle and so many others are important, because we don't celebrate each other for just being ourselves. And we need to do more of that so that more women feel comfortable being themselves.
Yeah.
Their
Oh, that's
full self.
yes. That is so good, because we are multidimensional. You know, we are not one dimension, and we don't have to just show one side of ourselves, and we should be appreciated for more than one part of who we are. So thank you for sharing that. You brought up so many things. I think about the thought leader that you are and the mentor that you are to pour into people, women in particular. And we have so many women tuned in right now, a lot of them saying hi, hello to you in the chat as well. But I wanted to bring into focus the fact that what you just said, that there is so much important work that we do. We're not just a beautiful face. We're not just a voluptuous body, but we do some important work. We, of course, you know, nurture our families. We are sisters and we are mothers, and, you know, we are relational in who we are to other people, but we also have purpose.
Yeah.
And what I love about the work that you do is you help lift up and illuminate the work that women are doing. And so while I'm asking you this question, I want women in the chat to please tell us what is the work that you are doing. Please just share with us, what is the work? Are you shining brilliantly at your 9 to 5? What does that work look like? Have you started side hustling and doing some really important work on the side to be of help to others? Are you doing your own entrepreneurial pursuits? Let us know the work that you're doing so that we can lift it up while we talk about this. Can you share with us? You've shared with us the importance of doing this illumination. You have decided with the Spectrum Circle Awards on an annual basis to really celebrate women in different sectors of professional life. Kind of what brought you to the work that you do, and how have you decided kind of what work to lift up? Does that make sense?
Yeah, so part of my own personal journey is that I get invited to a lot of conferences, a lot of events around the country. And I would see the same women be recognized over and over and over and over. And this is not a negative to those women. They should get accolades for what they have accomplished. It was, well, there are dozens, hundreds, thousands of women who do the same thing and they don't get recognized. We always tend to go to the same people. Now, some of this is bias, you know. We love Mama Oprah, but she doesn't need another award in his lifetime. She really, truly does not. She has received every award imaginable. You know, there's so many women we love, but they take up all the spotlight.
Yeah.
You know, and they don't leave room for anyone else to shine. And I want to say something to the stay-at-home moms. The most innovative women I have met on my journey are stay-at-home moms.
Yes.
And as much as women will say, well, I'm a mother, I stay at home, I always ask, okay, what else do you do? Yep. Because stay-at-home moms are creating these great businesses and purposes and organizations and charities because they have to. And every mother loves being a mother, but they still want to do something else. They still have another part of their brain they want to expand and explore and to share their gifts and talents with the world. And your kids aren't small forever. So you're always thinking about, how do I share my talents with the world? Yes, I'm raising children, but I have these other talents as well. So I want to say to the single moms that are at home, or the married moms that are at home, that yes, you can say I'm a mother, but also say, but this is what else that I do as well. So don't limit yourself with just, I'm a mom and I stay at home, because I know you do more than that, to the moms out there. But I say this to say, my passion and my purpose was started in that there were so many women doing amazing things that I met over and over and over and over and over again. And I said, it's a travesty that their story isn't being amplified.
Mm-hmm.
How do I create a platform to amplify their stories so they can take my platform and go to the next and the next and be exposed to different types of women, and different types of women can be exposed to them.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I love that you mentioned the fact that some women get celebrated over and over again, and you have created this platform where the woman who maybe has been looked over, or who is doing significant work but doesn't have the public platform that others do, gets recognized. And thank you for that. And we've even started calling, I was just having the conversation with you about me just transitioning from homeschooling, because we call it working from home. We are work at home mom when we're staying at home, because it is all work and very little play when it comes to that. So thank you for lifting that up. And I love when you are deciding, and I want this to be known, because you have coming up another Spectrum Circle Awards. I had the very honored privilege of being a part of the circle of women that you recognized this past year, and this is your 5th year coming up. And I don't want women to shy away from the work that they do, because they tend to say someone else is more worthy of being recognized or honored, or someone else's work is more important than mine. And so how does a woman who is aspiring for her work to be seen and to be appreciated and recognized, or even, I just want to put it out there, just to be exposed, so that they can help more people, so that they can serve more people? And there's nothing wrong with making an income from the services that you provide. How can women, what would your advice be to women who are pursuing more public platforms so that they can be seen? And let me just preface that question though, Karen, because I've sat in your workshops, and you are so strategic, and the thought leader that you are has placed you on many platforms. And so I guess the second part of that is, how have you been able to do it? But how would you suggest that women elevate their level of awareness about their businesses and work?
So I have a saying that I say all the time. I repeat it to people all the time, which is to get comfortable being uncomfortable. So as human beings, we tend to be very tribal. We want to hang around people that mirror ourselves. You know, they only go to the same church, or they only live in the same neighborhood, or they only belong to this sorority, or they only do this, they only do that. You know, we tend to be so tribal. And when we're that way, we're limited in our reach. We're limited in our expansion. And also, the people closest to us rarely recognize our value. Not because they don't love us, it's because you've been around for so long. So you talk to a lot of entrepreneurs, they'll say, well, my family, my friends, they don't buy from me. That's because they know you. And the stranger on the internet, or the member in Japan is the one celebrating you, and the best friend you've had for 20 years is like, oh, you're doing that again? Because you're familiar, you're a friend, you're too close. It's not that they don't love you, it's just our tribal mindset that we have. So number one, you have to put yourself in places and spaces to meet different types of people. Whatever town you live in, whatever state, whatever county, start venturing outside of your comfort zone. Go to an event that's not where you're going to see all of your friends and neighbors and all of your church members and everybody. Go to events where people are different from you, where you're going to see different types of people, where you're going to interact with different types of people, and begin to share who you are and what you do. And I promise you, there's going to be some stranger somewhere at some event who's going to say, tell me more, or let's get together for coffee, or let's do a video conference call so I can hear more about what it is that you do. And then someone is going to say, well, how do I help you? Or you're going to ask and say, this is how you can help me. What has benefited me is forcing myself, because people won't believe this, but I'm an introvert at heart. And who's great at faking being.
Me too, Karen. Me too.
Right? So I'm a great actress. I can fake being an extrovert. So I had to force myself to be in places and spaces. And then let me also add to this. I had to force myself to not play small in those places. So when it's uncomfortable, when I'm the only woman or the only woman of color, or I'm different from everyone else in the room, I had to not go sit in the corner and be, and crumple myself up in a ball, but walk around the room and say, "Hi, I'm Karen. Hi, I'm Karen. Hi, I'm Karen," and meet very different people. So today, my network is extremely diverse of people who I have absolutely nothing in common with, but they're wonderful people. And they're good people to me, which means I'm a good person to them.
And you know what that does? Thank you for sharing those nuggets. And I've put them in the chat for them, really getting comfortable with being uncomfortable and putting ourselves in new places, because we really end up finding out by getting uncomfortable and getting in those spaces, getting to know people that we would not normally get to know. We are so much more alike than we are different. Once we start having those conversations, once we start relating the same kinds of things that I care about, someone across the country cares about, in another country cares about. And just having those conversations in a room that I would never normally place myself in makes those connections that you're talking about, the brand new connections that opens up our spaces. So thank you for that. I'm wondering, with all of the work that you do in the corporate sector, being a brand architect, being a top executive and a thought leader, and being on platforms, how do you balance just being Karen? Like when and how do you say, I am just going to be now? And do you have downtime, and what do you do with it? How do you take care of Karen?
Hold on, let me do a little commercial for my girls who create this Black girl magic, because this helps a lot. First of all, I'm in a downtime right now, so I take time to unplug. The other thing I do is I say no to a lot of events. I get invited to a lot of things. I get invited to so much stuff. I say no to a lot so that I have downtime. On the weekends, I try not to work unless I don't have a choice. So I would rather stay at work till 8 o'clock, Monday through Friday, so that I can have Saturday and Sunday to myself and just to be and just relax. The other thing that I do is I put the phone on silent, and I'm working at night, and I'm working on recognizing my time wasters. So that's my thing right now for 2020. So I'm starting to record my time. I have this great journal that I got from Carolyn Purcell. Excellent. It's called a Success Journal. It's the best journal I've bought. It's absolutely amazing. But one of the things I track is, what did I accomplish for that day? Whether it's small, whether it's I had to go to the post office, so I wrote post office and I checked that off. And I'm able to check through everything I needed to get done. And then I'll schedule some downtime. It might be a meal without my cell phone, or to go to a movie, or to go get a pedicure, or I'm going to spend 4 hours and binge watch a Netflix show. But this is time for me that allows me to pour into myself. Or I'll get a book that I really want to read, and I'll say, okay, I'm going to give myself 3 weeks to finish this book, but I'm going to finish the book. I'm going to schedule an hour sitting down to read the book. And for anyone who's asking me, I'm reading Principles by Ray Dalio. If you don't know who Ray Dalio is, look him up and follow him on YouTube and follow him on Twitter. Sean Combs has a great video of him and Ray talking and meeting and going through this book, Principles. And Ray, this book is just so powerful. And Ray is a billionaire, one of the largest hedge funds. I think it's the largest hedge fund in the world. So talking about people. And one of the things I love about Ray is he talks about rewarding people for their natural skills and abilities and not what they went to school for. So he's an innovator and a game changer.
Thank you for those. I'm getting as many nuggets in as I can because, as you mentioned, some folks are going to watch this later who are going to want to catch this in the comments. So just know, if you scroll through the comments, I've written out some of what she suggested, the success journal and the book principles.
I raised out Leo, and I'll give you this other one. Linda Hartz, who is a friend, has a book called The Memo, and it's about Black women in the workplace. It's excellent. I strongly suggest you read it.
And say the name of it again.
It's called The Memo, and the author is Minda, M-I-N-D-A, Hartz, H-A-R-T-S, and it's about Black women in the workplace. It should be very recognizable to a lot of women, the stories she shares, but she's gotten a lot of success and traction for the book. So her expansion is helping all of us because she's telling the stories of what it's like to be a woman and a woman of color in the workplace.
That is it's so important that you're sharing what you're reading, because I really honestly believe that, you know, what we're pouring into ourselves is really going to help us grow. And so if we are, you said some of your downtime is really just looking at your time wasters and kind of fleshing those out and filtering those out of your schedule. And I think that's so important. I have been on social media less and less because it's a time sucker, and I have to be very intentional about when I'm up here and what I'm up here for. And other than that, I am too busy living life to be on social media posting about it. And so I think that is so important that you're analyzing your time wasters and then to share what you're reading. Some folks have said that that the memo is a must read. So they're agreeing with you. Absolutely.
And so is this. This isn't as easy a read, but it's a must read too.
Okay. Yeah. And then Crystal says, recording time is my new thing. I told my coworker that I put my own self on my own schedule. Yeah.
It's very important. It's very important. I realized that Netflix binging and this phone were time wasters, that I would wake up at 6 a.m. and spend an hour, you know, going through people's social media, and it's a waste of time.
Yeah.
I'm reducing my social media drastically.
Karen, did I miss the last book? Because I was looking at the notes. Did I miss the last book that you picked up?
I only showed two. I should show something fun I'm reading, by the way, something that my dad gave me for Christmas. Is this book called Black Fortunes by Shamari Wills, W-I-L-L-S. And it details the African Americans who were millionaires before Madam C.J. Walker. It is truly some hidden figures. It's just brilliant. It's wonderful. It's a great read.
If you want to find out how people are excelling, how they're growing, how they're developing, find out what they're reading.
Yeah.
And so it's just such an important question that you're answering right now for us to pick up some books that matter to expand our minds. So thank you for that. Before, I wanted to make sure I caught the books that you had listed so I could put them in. But when I was talking about Crystal recording time, I think it's just so important that you mention you put yourself on your schedule for downtime. If we do not schedule our downtime, it will not get done. Go ahead, please.
I have even added, I love fresh flowers, and I'll forget, you know, you get too busy. So I've even added buy fresh flowers twice a month for me. So when I'm in the grocery store, I'm thinking, oh, there's this beautiful bouquet. Let me buy it. Don't get too busy that I don't stop in the flower section and buy flowers for me. Not waiting on anyone else to celebrate me. I'm going to celebrate myself. And it's in my plan. That's what I'm saying. Carlyn, her name is Karlyn Percil.com. She has a journal called The Success Planner. It has changed my life. And I got it as a gift last year. And she's in Canada. She's an African-American woman based in Canada.
Wow. I'm looking it up right now to make sure I do it justice when
I'm a success planner.
Yep, I got you. Thank you for that. And it sounds it sounds minor, but what matters to you should matter enough for you to plan it, to put it on your schedule. Like you said, flowers, you just don't wait for somebody to do that for you. You get them because you want them.
But you're
And
also teaching other people that that's how they show love to you.
yeah, yeah, absolutely. Thank you for that. So you've gotten a lot of agrees in here, and I see some folks been in business for 22 years. That is awesome. Someone has the memo on Audible, and they're sharing the work that they do. Thank y'all so much, because it's so important. Christy Love Style, which is a creative think tank and agency that includes fashion design and styling, event design and production, experimental marketing and marketing services. I wanted you all to list those because for these 30 minutes, you literally have a brand strategist and architect right here. If you were smart, you'd be typing away, is all I'm saying, so that you could get some advice and thoughts and feedback, whatever your questions are. We have just a few more minutes. I really wanted to know what you are seeing, both in the workplace, in the marketplace, and then just in our personal space when it comes to Black women who are doing important work. All of us are doing work that matters, and some people are more visible, and more people are aware of the work that they do. But we're all doing a type of work. Are you seeing more support among women, or are you seeing unhealthy competition? Like, what season and what space do you feel like we're in as women in this time?
So first of all, we've had many years of unhealthy conversation and unhealthy competition.
Mm-hmm.
I wish it would change overnight, but it's not.
Right.
I wish a spectrum circle. Every year I say, I'm not going to do this luncheon, and every year someone says, oh yes, you are, because it's needed. We need, the spectrum circle can't be the only organization doing this. Real Women can't be the only. The truth is, we need a lot of organizations spotlighting talented women and giving them opportunities. And then also, this is something that I believe in, and it's crucial to who I am as a woman. Mm-hmm. Once you get through a door, you can't close it. You have to open it and allow other women to get through.
That's so good.
We have this fear that someone's going to outshine us, and that's okay. Mm-hmm. Everyone has different skills and talents, but we have this mentality that there can only be one. Mm-hmm. We have to get over that. We have to celebrate people who are good at what they do. You may be okay at what they do, and that's fine. Mm-hmm. That's fine, because that's where you are today. That doesn't speak for where you're going to be your entire life. So there are people who play the piano better than I do, but I celebrate them. I don't feel like I need to compete with them. I only practice so much, so therefore I'm only as good as I practice. Yeah. So we have to let go of that competitive mindset and just celebrate people, celebrate women. I am seeing some things that encourage me, and that is I'm seeing more women celebrate other women, and I'm constantly challenging women to celebrate. Don't degrade, don't tear down, don't harm another woman, to try to lift her up. And even if she's in a bad place, instead of bashing her, pray for her.
Yeah.
Be an example that I'm not going to bash you. I'm not going to berate you. I'm not going to lash out just because you've lashed out on me. I'm going to show you love. Yeah. And she may not be able to receive it, and that's fine, but you're staying true to your values. And this is something I admit I have to work on, because when people hurt me, it hurts. Yeah. And I have to take some time to get to, okay, how do I get to a place of love and not slander or hurt or anger?
Yeah. And sometimes it just takes a moment of stepping back, stepping away, so that you can come back. I think oftentimes when we don't take that moment of whatever we need to process, that we end up bleeding on, and the person who has hurt us, like you said, instead of finding a way to, if not mend the fence, then at least to be the example of this is how we're supposed to treat each other. I love that. Something you said made me connect into what we were talking about earlier when we talk about women supporting each other and not being competitive. You know, you mentioned the piano, and it made me think about some of the things that I'm putting back on my schedule these days because I love to do it, not because I'm the best at it. I no longer am I the perfectionist that says if I am not the best at it, I'm not going to do it because I won't be satisfied with, you know, with just doing it halfway. I do some things because I enjoy them, just simply because I enjoy them. So I'm going to be doing some acting and some singing just because I enjoy it, not because I'm in competition with anybody else, but because I'm putting things on my calendar that mean something to me. And I think that also keeps us with that mindset, putting things on our calendar and doing things that matter to us, that mean something to us. Then that keeps us more so out of the competition mindset and mode, so that we can all just celebrate whoever we are and allow other people to be who they are.
That's wonderful. I want to say this in my marketing classes, whenever I teach, whenever I do a master class, I always give the example, McDonald's doesn't tell you they serve the best hamburger. And there's no marketing material that they say, oh, we sell the best hamburger. They don't. And they know that they don't. But that's not what they're not hanging their perfectionism on that. They sell an experience that you'll get the same around the globe. So I tell people there's nothing wrong with being mediocre at all. There's nothing wrong with it. And if people like where you are in that mediocrity, there's nothing wrong with that. We put this on ourselves that we have to be perfectionists, and we don't.
We do not.
Stop. We need to stop.
Yep. Sometimes, and the reason why I ask you that question about competition is I am so adamant. I am so adamant about not being in spaces that are competitive, that I will back out of things that that look like they are, you know, beneficial for whatever reasons, my career, whatever, you know, platforms or whatever. I will back out because the spirit of the thing is so detrimental. I think we magnify and create more of whatever we're a part of, and I refuse to create more of that type of atmosphere in the world and in my world, in my space, because I don't think it's healthy.
It's not. And sadly, I have to deal with it. There's certain spaces I walk into, and that's just the energy of the room. I try to limit it as much as possible. I recognize that energy, and I try to bring my own positive energy and not engage in the mean girl, the competitiveness, I'm like, do the 20 cartwheels in a row. I'm just going to sit here.
I am going to be who I be in this room, and it is enough. It is more than enough. Who I am is enough without me having to prove it to anybody. Exactly. So, and the same is true for my sister that's across from me or beside me. So thank you for that. I knew it was going to just flow to the point where I was going to look up and it was 8:30. I knew that was going to happen. I would love for you to share. So many good nuggets have been shared and businesses have been shared in here. There's someone who's an HR manager and owns her own women's empowerment business. Would you mind giving us your best piece of advice? You've given so many. I'm hopeful that you all go back through the comments, because getting comfortable with being uncomfortable, if you just do that this year, you are going to be in a brand new space before the year is out. But thinking about these women and men who have listed some things that they are doing, and just the space that they're in right now, moving well into 2020, what would your greatest piece of life and living advice be?
So one of the things I do is I study successful people. I pay attention. I learn from successful people. I spend most of my time listening to podcasts, watching YouTube, and on YouTube, I'm watching speeches, interviews, panel discussions of successful people. One of my favorite people right now that I'm enjoying watching and watching all of his speeches is Robert Smith. who's
Mm.
a millionaire that lives in Austin, Texas.
Mm-hmm.
And he shares so many nuggets about who he is. The other person that I am completely fascinated by, and I don't care what anyone thinks, is Kanye West.
Mm-hmm.
I would strongly suggest people watch Kanye West's interview at Fast Company.
Mm-hmm.
To have the company he has now, to have the products he has, to be doing what he's doing, he's on another level. Elon Musk, another one. If you ask me for women that I'm paying attention to, I listen to a podcast by the Wall Street Journal called Secrets of Wealthy Women. I listen all the time, and I find more women to learn from. So what I would suggest to anyone who wants to grow and be uncomfortable is to turn off the television that's not healthy for you and turn on things that are feeding your mind, teaching you, helping you to grow, helping you to look at life and challenges from a different perspective. That is where you grow. And you can schedule some trash TV. You can say, okay, I'm gonna take 3 hours on Sunday and watch whatever trash TV, but you need to do double that of something that is feeding your mind and feeding your brain.
Oh, this is so good. So I've put all those that you mentioned in the chat, but I've got to jump. I got to say this because it is so important that we are intentional about our time and how and what we pour into our bodies and our spaces, our minds. We literally only get, you know, depending upon what you believe, but we really only get in this moment, in this body, this brain, this day. Like we don't get any of those moments back. When we started this at 8 o'clock, it's gone. All of that time is gone. We don't get it back. And so to really utilize our time, both of our friends, Dr. Vicki Johnson, one of the things she says is we aren't supposed to waste any heartbeats because we don't get those heartbeats back.
Yeah.
And so to really spend time with things that are productive and help us grow. And yes, we just want to be silly and laugh. And yes, you should have downtime. And you know, as you've turned it, yes, binge on something, you know, but be intentional about it. Make a choice. What I'm trying to do now is, it's been called for me, intentional living. I want to eat intentionally. When I pick up a piece of chocolate, I want everybody to know, this is not subconscious on any level. I am about to eat this chocolate because this is what I want. At the same time, I am being more conscious about healthier foods being put in my body. I love the formula you gave, that whatever I'm going to do just for the sake of enjoyment and just for the sake of de-stressing or whatever I'm choosing to do double that time in your growth and your personal development. I love that. Love that. And so you've gotten some agreement in the chat about that. Would you please share the wonderful things you have going on? I've started, some folks may not have been with us at the very beginning when I talked about the Spectrum Circle Awards, because let me tell you all, if you have never seen something done in excellence, if you have never seen some women come together in an amazing space, celebrating each other in an amazing way, and having it done just on another level. There's so many things about Karen Maria Alston that I love and admire and adore. I have gone to her meetings and seminars and picked up the same way I'm writing notes for you all in the chat. I have written notes and picked up podcasts and different settings that I should be in. And in that same way, you would grow in this room of amazing women. I had the opportunity to sit one year just as an admirer and then to be honored the very next year. And it's a space I would love for you all to be in. So could you share when and how that's happening and anything else you want to share about how folks might be able to connect with you?
So they can go to thespectrumcircle.com. So it's thespectrumcircle.com. The luncheon is Friday, March the 27th from noon to 2 at the Fairmont Hotel in Washington, D.C. As of today, half the tickets are gone as of today. It's just, I lowered the amount of available individual tickets today, and I haven't announced a single winner yet.
Wow.
We have 7 awardees this year. We've added politics and sports as categories on top of the other categories we have.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to be making a big announcement in the next week of a major title sponsor. It's a Fortune 50 company. So, but God, just
Yeah.
God that. And I'm really, really, really excited for this year. And like I said, every year I say I'm not going to do it, and every year it just keeps coming back. But it is a blessing. We have, I mean, there are no words to describe the women who apply, the applications that come in. I wish more women would apply. So next year, please apply. But go to thespectrumcircle.com to find out about the awards luncheon. And if you want to follow me, I'm Advertising Diva on every platform, on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And if you want to follow my personal page, it's Karen Maria Alston on Facebook.
Mm-hmm. This has been so rich. We've gone a little bit of everywhere regarding the work that we do, our personal lives and how to balance, and then just new resources and tools to really help us grow. And so I thank you so much for your time and pouring out to us in this way. You've gotten a lot of great comments, so I'm hoping you have a moment to scroll through them. There are folks who are saying hello to you when you get a chance.
I will. I'll scroll through it.
That would be great. Yeah. Thank you all so much for being here with us. This has been our Real Women Facebook Live chat. We're with you on Tuesday nights at 8 o'clock, just to give you a sneak peek into a real conversation with real women who are doing really important work in the world. And if you'd like more information about Real Women, go to realwomenrock.org. Again, realwomenrock.org. We are an amazing nonprofit that exists to create safe spaces for women to do personal development work on themselves. And we do that through sister circles. So go to our calendar page so that you can check out our in-person and our monthly virtual sister circles through our membership. We would love to have you as an all-access member. Until next Tuesday, thank you so much, Karen, and we'll see you all. Take care. Bye-bye.